Hello.
Oh, hi, Justin.
Look at that. A costume reveal. Right at the
Happy,
top, right at the top of the show.
happy Halloween.
Are you a pea in a pod?
Well, yeah, because I thought you said. Never mind. I am.
Nice.
I thought we were gonna go together like peas and carrots, but I guess.
I missed the memo, so I should
I
have been a
guess you
carrot.
had. What are you, the Unabomber? What's going on here?
No, I'm all in for prop tech stuff. So it's my IoT sensor costume.
I see the IoT. Yeah.
So it's like got the wires and like I connect to things, talk about temperature and air and yeah. So I'm not showcasing this around the neighborhood this evening. I don't think it's going to land the way it might land here.
I'm not sure it's going to.
The Unabomber.
That's
That's around here.
in hindsight, I could have been the IOU, and you could have been the IoT.
I like that. That's next year is coordinated costumes. There we go.
We'll do a better job. We'll get Jen Carter to coordinate us
there
better.
You go.
She's been helping us out here. We got a lot of fun things to talk about. We've been busy. I mean, we've been busy. Obviously we've been fighting the amenity monsters out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. All those amenities that don't get used, that people spend money on.
Yeah, tons of money spent, never used. We're fighting them back.
Yeah, so it's fighting a movie theater there?
Yeah, sort of. It's a little. We'll call it a movie theater. Maybe it may be Arc Residential. You never know.
We wouldn't fight them.
No, they're our friend. Well, no, we're cleaning them out. That's what we're doing.
We're helping them. We're giving them the better amenities. All right, I like this. It's a bold concept. There we go. It's very good stuff. So a lot going on. What do you want to start with?
Well, there's a lot of scary stuff in multifamily, as we know, as those who deal with this on a day-to-day basis. And I thought to myself, who better to help? Who do you think sees the scariest stuff in multifamily, right? I mean, that's where my head went when we were talking about this segment.
Outside of the lint trap guy?
Outside of the lint trap. And, I chatted with my buddy Mark Sharp over at the Maintenance Academy. And, I was like, Mark, well, what is like some of the scariest stuff that, you've seen? I asked him to chat with his maintenance guys, right? So nice. We came up with the top 3 here. So the third one is, a tech going on call here, or getting off work at 5 o'clock. And then what happens? A resident calls in.
Right.
The emergency
line then,
right
after you left, right after you're gone, yep. Right? Yep. Yeah. Extending the day. It's not even that you get a break and you have to come back. It's that is scary. I like that.
Scary. The next is, this is numbered wrong, but we'll take it anyway. The next one is taking over a job, right? So taking over from someone else.
Yeah.
We'll get this labeled to number 2.
That looks a little gnarly too.
Oh my goodness, right? I mean, this is like, can you imagine taking over, like being the 20th technician to come in, right? After 3 years working on a problem.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely scary. And of course, the number one thing that any maintenance team sees or walks into is lack of preventative maintenance. I am not a maintenance professional, but this doesn't look good.
No, it does not look good. Yeah, and that's surprising. Yeah. It's funny because that lack of preventative maintenance is right. It's immediately seeing steps that could have been taken to prevent some like crazy like work and cost, and you're like, that's nothing Absolutely. Scarier than that. Which is where a lot of prop tech solutions come in. IoT sensors can help do things with that to like, show when things are, not kosher in a, Eric, what are you doing?
I'm having a malfunction of my pee.
You're a little kid in a costume, like.
To be fair, I tried to hop into this thing with less than 2 minutes to go. So.
Yeah, it was a total surprise to me that what you were
Not to mention
doing.
it was still in my storage area, and so I took the box out, grabbed the costume, and put it on.
Hey, it works. It works
because there was no preventative costume. I did not prepare like you did.
Yes, I didn't slave over it, but I did spend some time this morning.
You got some tape out. That's you prepared.
I did tape and some scissors. Yep.
You definitely prepped for this. Why don't we talk about the news? Let's hop to the news here and talk about what's going on in the world of multifamily.
Yeah, so this may be out of order. We'll go back to built-in Venmo because I think you have.
I actually wanted to. So I did. I just changed it. I wanted to just chat briefly about built-in Venmo, which we can do right now. But yeah, I mean, basically there is. Oh, my notes got totally wiped out, but that's totally fine. I probably killed the other one. Basically, Venmo and Built have a partnership. They announced it at 2020 Money 2020. This was announced, and essentially, what's happening is you can now pay your rent, your mortgage with Venmo, right? So there is a large part of the population that uses Venmo regularly. And, I think this is, this is huge. I think it's going to unlock something like
This show is just going to be Eric doing layers on his face. Question. So I get those emails all the time. I use Venmo. I get emails. I'm not a credit card holder, but I get the emails like every month, like, hey, you've been approved to use our, credit card. It's fascinating how much this digital payment, and not just Venmo, but all of them, people are using those. Cash App, people use Zelle, like they're not doing other kinds of transactions.
Yeah. So basically there's something like 45,000 individual like neighborhood spots where you can use this on, right? So basically you're paying your rent and then you're getting, same thing with Venmo, like you're paying people back and forth. You're going to be able to basically you're going to be able to use this or restaurants, gyms, pharmacies, like all sorts of stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. This is big news because it affects like, I was looking for the number here. I don't know. They're saying Venmo brings 100 million active accounts to this. That's insane. That's more than just renters. So I think obviously we see that Built is moving into the world of mortgage and residential. This is that kind of natural progression that's happening. So pretty big news that this was announced. Why will multifamily care, right? Is that there's going to be potentially less friction collecting rent now. My question is more about the fees and the funding timelines for a property manager, right? So when you're going to receive that. So it might be marked as paid, but is it going to go through right away? Is it going to be instant? Or are you going to have to wait? Is that money going to be minting inside of Built?
Right.
Because that's what Venmo is known for, right? Like if someone pays you, you want to get paid, you can either instantly cash it out for a fee, or you can wait a couple days, and that's when they're minting that money, throwing it, into something and generating some revenue on there.
Yeah.
So, but this is going to launch in early 2026.
Okay. Exciting stuff. A little more from Built, outside of the Venmo news. They also, if you've seen a slew of posts, right? Folks announcing that they're founding members of the Built Alliance Resident Loyalty Club. A lot of different industry leaders and movers and shakers kind of announcing that they are, helping shape what this Resident Loyalty Club will look like. So there was a big push on that. More to come as we watch that. Zillow is older news, but we talked about them last week, and we were so focused on the CoStar stuff that we forgot to announce this, right,
Yeah,
Eric?
so this is something that we missed. This is October 14th. Basically, Zillow's been helping renters report their rent payments as far back as 2024 when they announced this. They've helped over 100,000 renters do this. Basically, 87% of renters aren't getting credit for the rent that they're paying. They're not getting credit on their renter report.
Mm-hmm.
And this is big. If you want to go off and buy a house one day, buy a car, make a big purchase, whatever you want to do, maybe get a carrot for your pee, whatever you want to do. This is a big partnership. Asusu has
Yeah,
been doing this for a long time. It's fairly cheap too. It's like $20 for a year
yeah,
for this. And it works for all renters, even if you have like a thin credit history or no credit history, right? And it aligns with some new laws
yeah,
with Fannie and Freddie Mac now accepting this Vantage Score 4.0.
yeah,
So your rent reporting becomes extremely useful for your mortgage, potential
yeah.
mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a huge benefit, and I know they've partnered with a lot of different folks. So depending on what you're using, it's easy to get access to this in most cases. And the third bullet point news that we saw this week was news from Moved. Congratulations, they hit the 1 million residential unit mark, which is a big deal. I know they came onto the scene maybe the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but this is a lot of growth. They also announced a portfolio-wide partnership with Brighton. So Brighton is rolling them out in their whole portfolio. Moved, if you don't know, just cursory level, kind of helping residents get set up when they get into a community. So that's a big piece of it. Also, from going from community to community, it makes that process smoother.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now,
Yeah,
one thing I will add
yeah.
is Dina Tishman. I will talk about her.
Let's do
She
it.
had a quick question, just like a salesperson, for the Multifamily Marketing Network.
Hmm.
She asked, what's considered a reasonable monthly quota for an on site team and maintenance techs when it comes to generating positive resident reviews?
Hmm.
And curious how other people structure their goals, trying to figure out like what is that like reachable goal. And I thought that was a really interesting question, and I'm glad that she asked this as part of Rushmore management. She asked this to the wide open world of LinkedIn. A lot of times these kind of questions are posed inside of smaller groups, so I'm glad to see this asked as I rearrange my head here.
Hmm.
Glad to see her ask this, and she got quite a slew of responses here. I think Jude really put together an interesting feedback on this. But yeah, I mean, basically, Flamingo had put together an article on this. They already put together an
Mm.
article on this, and Jude talked about it. But basically, how do you gain a bunch of reviews, especially using maintenance, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where a lot of reviews come from, why they're negative, either negative or positive. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see this post. Did you would you
Would you like me
say
to link it to you?
if only you could get in touch with me somehow, Eric?
If only there was a way. I call you on my banana phone that I left out in the garage.
Yes. So when you were scanning this, what kind of was it varied? Was people kind of in line with what Jude was saying, or was there different kinds of what was the kind of the gamut on it?
Sure.
Was
I
it
mean,
all over
the
the
talk
place?
was ultimately around everything from like, are you trying to get legitimate reviews? Because there's lots of fake reviews out there,
Uh-huh.
which is very frustrating.
Yeah.
Leah Love talked about that.
And it's
And then
also illegal, I
yeah,
think.
well, yeah, it's
I think
illegal at
there's
this
some
point.
stuff there's a
Yep,
lot of, yeah.
it is illegal. Um, let's see. Ian Rots talked about setting a goal for 5 positive reviews per technician, right? Based on how many units there are. Like if you can kind of base it off of that, right? Because ultimately it should be based off of unit count, you know, because only so many amount of people are actually going to want to leave reviews. Really, you should have a system set up for the reviews. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what it comes down to, is putting together a system for reviews. God, this costume is just so
Now,
much fun.
just from a user standpoint, right? Like, when do you? I feel like I typically leave a review if it's like amazing, awesome experience or a horrible experience. If it's in the middle, I'm never really motivated to be like, yeah, this was a fine experience, or this was, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's my human kind of reaction to reviews
Yeah,
personally.
usually if I don't leave a review, like you at a restaurant or wherever I am, if I don't leave that review within the first 24 hours, I'm probably not going to leave it.
Right.
It's rare that I go back and have that like amazing experience where I'm going to
Hmm.
do that. So capturing as soon as the service ends, capturing the sentiment is important. And then moving from there into, hey, why was this good? Like, do you want to tell us why it was good? And then recapturing that moment that someone's having and then say, hey, you're telling us it was good because of X, Y, and Z. Why not tell other people? Help other people
Yeah.
feel good about what you're doing.
I will say, speaking of reviews, it reminds me of a story from a couple years ago. Our good friend Tara Samuels posted, she was in Texas, I believe. She posted about a really positive experience with a barista at Starbucks. And she said
Mm,
there was no way to, she was talking about reviews and talking about, there was no way to capture that there for her to go and say how this kind of woman changed her day.
hmm
So I, being a former Starbucks partner and from Boston, I tracked down that regional manager for Tara and put them in touch, and they gave her this compliment and they gave her something, which was kind of
wow.
cool.
Wow.
But
That's
that's it.
cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you have to really go out of your way sometimes to leave reviews. So to your point, getting reviews that, like, having a system in place so that when you have great service, someone can respond to it.
That's good.
Cool. Good
Awesome.
stuff. Happy stuff. All right. Let's dig into the unhappy stuff. Should we? Oh, spooky. So, apartments, are they haunted? Eric, what do you think? Oh, we're so
Yes.
small.
Okay.
It's
We'll
not
go
that
bigger.
great of an image. It's just those are the actual properties kind of stacked there in Boise, Idaho, Bluff Springs, Tennessee, and Chicago, Illinois. Have you seen a ghost ever anywhere? Or heard a ghost or
Um,
felt a ghost?
no,
Okay.
but I have been spooked once or twice for sure. When I moved into my new house, I could have swore when I was a kid, we moved into a new house in Michigan, and I could have swore that I heard someone say something in the basement. Um, it was just one of those freaky things where, like, maybe it was a noise that reverberated downstairs in the basement, but
Mhm.
let me tell you, it felt real to me.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I haven't had a crazy amount of experiences, but I will say my son, who was 3 at the time, 3 or 4, were in Atlanta in these 1920 houses that were built in 1920. And he wakes up in the middle of the night and he's just like sitting in the living room, and I like hear him and I come out. I'm like, what's going on? He was like, oh, I saw somebody. And I was like, what? And he said this. At 4 years, he has no concept, because we did not show this kind of programming or this kind of
Hmm.
internet or anything. He says, oh yeah, it was a soldier from World War II. He just came back to check. And I was it's the house I live in now. It's the house in Atlanta. But yeah, I'm like, what? And so my wife and I always talk about that because I think that's creepy. Anyway,
Wow.
back to some apartment haunting stuff. So
Hmm.
we'll start with this some pretty scary one, which is in Boise. There's a former hotel, the Idanha Hotel in downtown Boise. It's now been converted to apartments, but it's famed for hauntings, specifically on the third and fourth floors. A lot of residents report a misty gray apparition. They remove elevators that move on their own, and that blankets get pulled off of them at the night. So this is a
Whoa.
these repeats. Um, it kind of the case it now illustrates that converting historic hotels into housing may be a great idea. However, you might not just inherit the architectural features, you might also inherit some of the ghost lore that shapes that resident experience. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm curious about all these resi conversions, these office to residential, multifamily conversions. I wonder if, like, you're gonna get like the spooky janitor or something like that who comes
No, I
in.
mean, speaking of resident experience, how many people put that on there? Or have you seen a ghost since you've moved in? Like, that's funny. Um,
Very scary.
so another one is Bluff Springs, Tennessee. This apartment building was once the scene of a peeping Tom's fatal arrest and a crash. So he was being chased and he crashed. That's how he died. It's now rumored to be haunted by this possible peeping Tom, and residents claim to see glowing red eyes that appear at exactly 12:03 a.m. They also hear some movement that accompanies it. So, again, if you're doing self-guided tours, you block off the midnight hour for sure, so that no one's seeing those red glowing eyes, right?
Red room.
Mm-hmm.
Red room.
And the final one, this is a happier one. This is in Chicago. It's an apartment building that's said to have a friendly ghost. So it's a like 56 unit property, but it says that a young boy in the 1930s in play clothes appears to other children in the community. Residents report fleeting gray shapes and sightings of this playful figure. And this is what we could classify as a ghost amenity. It's a pleasant ghost that doesn't seem to really cause much fear for those that see it. I guess I don't know. I think ghost children are super scary. Honestly, like that stuff freaks me out. And I mean, I like it. I like watching it in movies, but yeah, I don't want to live. I don't want to live along with them personally.
Well, this could be the start of something, Justin. I think we might have to start a podcast about only murders in the building.
You made that really fast. I like that.
I just made this.
That was great.
Not too bad.
So let's put that on Jennifer Carter's list to get started on that show. And we could do haunted apartments. That sounds perfect.
Yes, this is good. We've all been really aged a bit.
Yeah, but, that's what happens when you see a ghost. You age. I think.
This is very true. You do tend to age. Well, Justin, I think you and I need to get back to fighting amenities here.
Yes.
But we'll let everyone carry on with the rest of their week.
Yes, and weekend. Have a great Halloween and a great weekend.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.